What's up, everyone? Welcome to another Sober Morning Reset. I am the Sober Life Coach, Aaron, and I am a coach, author, and I've been 7 years sober. And I did that without AA or rehab, and I was able to create my own method, my own framework, and I was able to do that without rehab or AA. And I stepped outside the box, and I want to help you guys step outside the box. If you're looking for something new, a new perspective, something new, and you to get to where you want to go with your alcohol-free lifestyle, you're in the right place because I'm all about giving you a new perspective and giving you some things that you might not have heard of in the sobriety space. So, today we're going to be talking about why knowledge isn't enough and how, we can learn things. We can just sit there and read books and learn things and increase our knowledge, but that's not enough. We have to have knowledge and action together. That's where real things change because millions of people know alcohol is bad, but they keep drinking and knowledge does not equal transformation. Just knowing something does not equal transformation, right? I read all the books before I quit drinking. I read all the books. I watched all the videos. I knew a lot about a lot of things, but I did not know how to take action. I did not know how to have the discipline. I did not know how to put systems in place and change an identity level. And when I realized I had to change an identity level, when I realized I had to break these habit loops in my life, when I realized I had to put in the work to get to where I wanted to go in my sober life, that's when everything changed for me. And the truth is, awareness plus action, habits plus identity shifts, daily practice, that all equals real change. So awareness and action, habits and identity shifts, and daily practice, that's where real change comes from. And your habits are just gonna give you something you want overnight, right? Those are the kind of things that are building up underneath where we want to go, right? And it's kind of like I like to have the analogy of a garden, right? You go out and you plant a garden. If you plant in the wrong soil, you're not going to get a harvest. If you plant in the wrong season, you're not going to get a harvest. But if you start planting in the right soil, you'll start planting at the right season. If you start watering your plants, those things aren't going to grow overnight. They're going to grow over time, right? You have to take care of them. You have to till the garden. You have to weed out the weeds. You have to do the work. But eventually you'll have a garden, you'll have a harvest right at the end of the season. That's exactly how your habits work, right? We plant them in the right soil and then we start watering them with the right thoughts, the right attitudes, the right identities, the right things in our lives. And then those things is what builds up underneath, and those things are where it changes. And the darkest times come, and that's going to be happen with your alcohol-free lifestyle sometimes. Sometimes you're going to have problems in your life. Sometimes you're going to have issues in your life. And it's a lot harder to deal with these issues when you're not drinking, because for a lot of me, at least, a lot of the time I was running away from things. I was not the person I wanted to be, and I was just running away from my problems, and that didn't actually help me when I wanted to live an alcohol-free lifestyle. So I knew everything, I knew a lot of things, but I did not know how to take action. So knowledge versus action is knowledge is something like alcohol ruins my REM sleep. Okay, we talked about that. Cool, you know that, but what's the action you can take to do that, right? Well, you can skip drinking tonight, wake up rested tomorrow. Transformation is action, not facts, right? You can use the dare method. Okay, now you have the thought, alcohol ruins my REM sleep. Okay, that's disrupting the thought. Let's think about that. Well, if alcohol ruins my REM sleep and I think it helps me sleep, is what's the opposite? Well, it's actually ruining my sleep. It's making my mornings foggy. It's ruining my life. And then you can reframe that. Okay, well, if alcohol ruins my sleep, what's going to make my sleep better? Well, getting to bed at night, not drinking, those kinds of things, right? Then execute on a plan. What are you going to do? Are you going to go to bed early tonight? Are you going to skip that drink? What are you going to do? That's taking action and not just having the knowledge in your brain. So, three ways to get out of the learning mode that I call it is decide who you're becoming, right? Shrink the action gap and use the dare loop for action to take action. So, the first thing is decide who you're becoming. Learning mode keeps people stuck, right? And they're saying I'm trying to get sober. That's learning identity, right? They're saying I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, and they never take action. If you flip it and you just take action, say I am a sober parent, a leader, a fit person. Once your identity is clear, action will follow to stay congruent, right? It's this be do have, not have be to. Let's start becoming that person. We don't have to become that person right away. Let's just take steps towards that sober version of ourselves and that decide who we're becoming. So that's kind of one of the things you need to do to get out of this learner mode. You also want to shrink the action gap, right? Don't wait until you know it all. Take one identity size rep today. So let's have one sober night. Let's cut down by one drink. Let's have one journal one morning. Let's have one workout. Each rep builds evidence, and that's the kind of person you want to become, right? So take action, shrink that gap. Take action as soon as you want, as soon as you have the idea, so that you can move forward and take action because you should never leave the side of a goal without an action, right? So take one small action. It doesn't have to be huge, just something small, right? So we're going to use the Dare to Be Sober method to kind of get through this. So disrupt the thought. I'll take action once I learn more. Well, the thought is That thought is there, but what if you ask yourself, what would the person I'm becoming do right now? What kind of action would they take? What would that sober version of me do right now? And it's probably not what you were thinking. It's probably wouldn't be taking that drink, right? And then reframe it. Learning doesn't equal progress. Action and proof identity equals progress, right? Let's reframe these thoughts. If you're just like, I need to know more, well, how about you don't need to know more? You need to take action. And that's a proof of your identity. That's how you move forward, is taking action instead of learning and learning and learning, continuously learning, right? And take the smallest step today before more learning, right? Take one small step forward. It doesn't have to be perfect, and perfect action is how you get to where you want to go. So take the smallest, execute on the smallest action, and then you know that you can take, and then just build on those and continue to grow and expand and look forward to the next silver morning, which is the first horizon. So today's mission is disrupt the thought. I'll take action once I learn more. You don't need to learn more. You don't need to have more knowledge. You need to take action, right? And ask yourself, what would the person I'm becoming do right now? Would they take action? Would they meditate, take a breath, use the dare method, journal? Would they be doing that, or would they be taking a drink? Just ask yourself that and kind of reframe that. Well, okay, if you're thinking I need to learn more, well, how about learning doesn't equal progress? Action does. And that's how your proof of identity starts moving forward. It's be, do, have, not have, be, do, right? And then execute on a plan. Take the smallest step today before learning more. Take one action towards something. I like the 2 minute rule. If you're going to journal, meditate, whatever, just tell yourself, I'm going to just sit there for 2 minutes, right? I'm just going to journal for 2 minutes. And most likely you're going to journal for longer than that, but you can just say it to yourself, and it's how you get into action instead of your brain being stuck in this mode of I'm just continuously learn, right? So, and then your next horizon tomorrow is the next sober morning. And that's the first horizon I tell my clients to get to. That's the first horizon I want you guys to get to is picture tomorrow morning, cleared, proud, no regrets. That's the real win. And when you have this idea that you want to drink, picture yourself tomorrow with the shame, the guilt, the fog, and realize that's not where you want to go, and change your direction. Take an action towards that sober version of you. What's tomorrow morning going to look like? It's going to look like clear, proud, on track, those kinds of things. That's the sober morning you want to go to. And that's where you want to move to. So when in doubt, dare, disrupt, ask, reframe, execute, print that, post it, use it. It's definitely going to help you guys get to where you want to go. And that's all I have for you guys today. So get out of learning mode. Stop procrastinating. Stop just reading, getting more knowledge and reading and reading and reading, or watching YouTube videos or watching these videos. Get off these videos and take some action today as well. So combine the two. Learning and action is how you grow and expand and anything in your life. And just be okay with just taking action, imperfect action sometimes, but just move forward. If it doesn't work, move on and carry on and try something else. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for letting me be your coach, you guide, and the Simple Life Coach. And I will see you guys in the next video. See you guys later. Stay sober, my friends. Life is so much better on the sober side.